episode opened with Bobby the Beast fiending for some more of Paris. She had to brush him off because she said she was busy, and the quickest way to get rid of a man is to tell him that you're entertaining another one, okay? She met up with cousin Curtis at the grave of Willie, Niles' uncle. He let Paris know that he's been dead for 2 years due to COVID, and while they're standing there trying to figure out how Niles escaped the hospital and who was helping him there in the United States, shots were fired, and clearly it was Niles, and I'm sure that these are warning shots because Niles don't miss. I mean, he does this for a living. And me and Curtis are on the same page here when he said that they need to tell LC about what's going on, and me and Paris are on the same page when she said that she doesn't want LC cleaning up one of her messes again, right? She wanted to handle the situation on her own. The mature Paris. See, I told y'all, she's a bit more mature now. The mature Paris. So she thinks. LC met with KD for breakfast. Well, KD had breakfast. We know that LC don't really eat everybody's cooking. He got to eat at the house. KD called him to breakfast because he's scared. He don't know what to expect out of LC anymore. With Catfish Boy, aka Jonah, and Spike now dead, he's afraid he might be next, so he's shaking in them rusty cowboy boots. But LC told him not to worry and that he had a plan, and his plan really couldn't be revealed because he didn't want KD to overthink things and mess things up. So he got up and walked out. And in the next frame, we see Orlando, C-Note, and Little O boarding the jet. So I'm sure that they're on the way back to the house. We have Dominique, Antonio, and Donna sitting there having tea and crumpets. When Ruby called, she called to confess to Antonio that she's the one who took Vinny out and even told him where to find his body. She said that the reason that she did it was because he was controlling, and if he found out that she wanted to leave him, that he was going to kill her. So she had to beat him to the punch. Antonio warned her that he has to come after her now, and she said, "Oh, just catch me if you can." So Ruby is the new gingerbread man. So the new alliance convened at Alejandro's place for a meeting, and now it's time that everybody go home. And while they're wrapping things up, the three musketeers here rejoin the table and let everyone know that Donna was no longer handling Ruby, but that she now has a new assignment. And we'll find out how she's going to do that in a moment. But Antonio said that he wanted to handle Ruby himself, and I knew this would happen. I spoke about it in a previous video. Predictions on point. Dominique suggested that Donna and Antonio iron out their differences, and they did just that, but Junior is a bit put off on how Antonio is handling Donna, and it's oozing out everywhere. He just seemed a bit bothered, right? Because he wants to protect Donna and be there during her initiation phase. But Antonio thinks that Junior needs to take Donna's biddy out of his mouth. Orlando touched down safely at home with Little O. Had to take him back to the house to reintroduce him to Grandma Chippy and Aunt Nini. They haven't seen him since he was like a baby, so this was a nice reunion. And KD is really running scared, like for real. He met up with Vegas in the steam room at the country club or some other like establishment. He told Vegas what was going on with LC. He said he's killing everybody in Dixie Mafia, yada yada, and Vegas did not believe him. KD said that he'll show him, and he wanted to explain everything to him over a drink. And side note here, Patrick Duffy, aka Bobby Ewing, aka Katie's character, is quite comical in this series, and I love it. He's always mooching off somebody to buy him something to eat or something to drink. And I hope that my opinion of him doesn't change as the plot thickens, because I enjoy seeing him on screen. Orlando told Chippy that they have to protect Little O while he's there, and of course Chippy said, "You don't have anything to worry about. I'm gonna make every day like Christmas." So while KD is munching on salsa and bourbon, he pleads with Vegas for a reasonable solution to stop LC from going on this newfound killing spree. And Vegas is at a loss on this one and really doesn't know how to stop LC. KD told him that it's only a matter of time before the leader of the Dixie Mafia figures out what's going on. So he suggested that Vegas go meet with the senator and take his temperature, so to speak, to try and see what side of the fence he's on and cut a side deal to make up for the loss of his family members in the mafia. KD said that promising him the support of the black vote would sweeten the deal, but Vegas ain't really feeling that. In our next scene, LC took a meeting with Andrew. I meant Christopher, sorry. He told him that he was there to help him and his friends out. He said that Christopher's candidate needed help, so he was there to help him out. We'd assume that Christopher may be some type of campaign manager, I guess. We'll come back to this one. Brother Minister is on his way home, and the tension in this car was so thick that you could cut it with a knife. Wonder why made things are so uneasy on this drive home. Vegas made it back to the house to go and talk to LC, and you guessed it, he's not there. Robin's C-Note told Vegas that they've been getting ghosted lately by LC and that he's been missing for hours at a time and telling them not to do their jobs. When he went inside, he told Orlando that he needed him to go with him somewhere and that it involved LC. Of course, O is a little apprehensive about leaving. For number one, he's tired, and he also has to be sure that he gives little O his medicine before he goes to bed. So now we see why the tension was so off in the car ride. It turns out that Brother Minister sent his security home before he got there to warn LC that his family was in danger, and Donna overheard him. She overheard him talking, y'all, so clearly she went in and snitched on him, and instead of her getting her bones with Ruby, she now has to get them with Brother Minister. Rio woke up to the news that Brandon, one of his carjackers, was killed after suffering multiple gunshot wounds, and the funeral is going to be held tomorrow. Nevada told Rio that he has some ideas as to where they can find Roman, his partner in crime. Vegas and Orlando headed to Virginia to try and find LC on this 7-hour drive, which makes Orlando even more uncomfortable, right? He doesn't think that it's necessary, and Vegas said that he really has to just trust that KD is telling him the truth. While they're frolicking down the highway, LC is at the house. He made it home back from wherever. And apparently Vegas asked Curtis to locate someone for them, and he sent him the location where to find him. And apparently Orlando still has hangups about Curtis sleeping with Nefertiti, and he still don't like Curtis no matter how good he is at finding people. Curtis told them to be careful because whoever they're going to see ain't no joke, and to stay alert. Curtis's directions led them right to the empty warehouse, but it seems like there may be another building behind this warehouse, and also a luxury car was found parked out front. So they went in, heavily armed and dangerous, by the way. Gotta stay strapped, especially if your last name is Duncan. Paris made her grand entrance in Brother Elijah's neck of the woods by helping him get rid of this drug dealer out of their neighborhood. She also wanted to pick his brain to see when the last time he heard anything about Niles. Told her that Senor Cruz was about to hire him so that he could find the person that killed his son. And that was the last time that he heard anything. So Roman can't get in touch with Darnell, so he pulled up at Bobby the Beast's spot to holler at him for a minute, but Darnell wasn't available. Darnell, he gonna catch something in a minute. Sheesh, he always in something, right? But turns out Rome needs a place to lay low until Vonnie calms down, but Darnell told him that he can't bring any heat to Bobby the Beast's place, with all that drama, so he said he was on his own. Guys, I think that this is the perfect segue for Rio to step in and help him out. The little O and Mimi are in a family-friendly sword competition where they both won, right? Chippy got a call from LC telling her to hurry and get inside and to come upstairs. Now, we all know what that's about. If you don't know what it's about, then you're probably under the age of 21. And old Vinny was exactly where Ruby said he was, beside the swamp, rolled up in a little dirty old blanket. Well, I don't think she said the blanket was dirty, but it looked dirty, don't it? So LC still got that fire lit, that fire and desire, baby. LC called Chippy to join him in a bubble bath, and yeah, that's that. Now we know where LC was. He was down in Virginia getting rid of catfish. Clearly this is Jonah's father. When Orlando and Vegas got there, he was laying on the floor of the warehouse dead. A couple of officers came in, told them to put their hands up, and they got arrested. Of course, this reminds me of Life. Remember when Martin and Eddie already found the guy who was dead, and then the two officers came in, yada yada? That's what this reminded me of. But this was a great episode, you guys. This was the end scene. 100 plus on everything. As always, I don't have to say it. This show is the bomb every week. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. You know I'd appreciate it. And if you're a fan of Carl Weber's The Family Business, then go ahead and sub to the channel for more videos just like this one. Thank you so much for tuning in today, you guys. And I'm going to see you on the next one.